So I remember starting my first business at 22 years old. So what does a kid do? I'm scrappy. I'm trying to figure out how to make a living. My mom told me, you're not that smart. You shouldn't go to college. She didn't have any money to send me to college. I didn't know there were all these programs. So I did a couple months at the community college. It wasn't my jam. I'm just not that smart. What I love is I love to sell. I get up every morning and I eat rejection for breakfast. Like, I love it. I used to pull my wagon around the neighborhood and sell candy door to door. Like, just literally trying to figure out a way to make a living. The first business I had, so what do you do when you're a scrappy young guy? You go to the fair and you sell hot tubs. At 22 years old, I opened a satellite dish store. Now, you got to know, selling satellite dishes and hot tubs, that is not nobody aspires to be that. I'm the guy at the fair selling 10-foot satellite dishes, and people don't go to the fair to buy a satellite or a hot tub. First, we did satellite dishes. Everybody come to them and they'd be like, oh, I want to get a satellite dish so I can have more sports and watch all these great things. And the spouse would usually say, why do you need that ugly thing in the yard? Why can't we have something the whole family could enjoy? And I'd say, like what? And they'd say, a hot tub. And I'd pull out a brochure and say, why do you have to choose? I can put a hot tub in the back, run a line right out from your satellite dish. You can sit in the satellite. I remember in this, you guys laugh, but we were awesome. It was awesome. I was the biggest satellite reseller in Salt Lake City. I remember my first state fair, I set a goal. My goal was I want to sell 10 hot tubs because I believed that I could. 10 hot tubs, you make $1,000 a spa. If I could just make $10,000 in 10 days, that would be game-changing. My dad made about $40,000 as a school teacher, and that was my measure of success. I believed my beliefs were formed and based on the activities that I had or the experiences that I had in my life up to that point. And when I set my goal at 10 hot tubs, I knew I could hit it. And I worked every day, and we went to the fair. I rented an inflatable gorilla. And you know what it said on his chest? Sale. Epic marketing. The very last day of the fair, I sold my 10th hot tub, and I go get in line to get the frozen lemonade for my sales guy, and I'm standing there, and I get my lemon, I turn around. The guy standing behind me is the only guy at a fair with a logo shirt on, and he looks sharp. You know what his shirt said? Cal Spas. I'm like, nice. How'd you guys do? He says, we did all right. How about you, son? Like I was a kid. I was. And I said, oh, we got our goal. He goes, oh, I'm proud of you. What was your goal? I said, I don't want to say, but 10. And he goes, huh. I'm like, what? He goes, well, we sold 10 this afternoon. I'm like, well, what did you sell? He said, we sold 100. That was my first experience on somebody that had a different belief and that they behaved differently. We're at the same fair. We're selling comparable products. One's getting 10, one's getting 100. What's the difference between these two groups? And it all begins with the belief that it was possible. And so you know what I did? I put on my disguise, and I walked over to their booth, and I watched everything they did. I watched how they greeted clients, how they had the manager talk to people, how the service guy was bored because their spas never break. And then I thought, don't ever sit in an empty hot tub at the state fair. That's where we got you. If you get in an empty hot tub, they bring you something to drink and a clipboard, and that's when they write the sale. I'm telling you, it's masterful. We watched their system. And the following year, we copied them and sold 70 hot tubs. My experience changed, and my activities, I copied someone who was doing it better than me, and then we got a different result. Greatness became predictable if we study success.